This is Akashvani. In Science Talk, we now bring you an interview of DG India Meteorology Department Dr. Mrutyunjay Mohapatra on the topic 150 Glorious Years of India Meteorology Department. The interviewer is Manoj, Mainkar.
Namaskar. On a rather cold day in Delhi, it's a privilege and a pleasure to extend a warm welcome to the Director General of Meteorology and Permanent Representative of India with the World Meteorological Organization, in fact its Vice President, Dr. Mrutyunjay Mohapatra, to the studios of Akashvani. To begin with, Dr. Mohapatra, how's the weather out there?
Yeah, weather is chilly, it is foggy, and we have the cold day conditions in Delhi today.
Well, many of us are aware that it's a significant juncture for one of the oldest and the finest institutions of the land, that is IMD, which is completing its 150 years of existence, and it has been in existence with relentless endeavor on a matter that pertains to each one of us individually and collectively. Dr. Mohapatra, what is the lineup of events for the 15th of January?
With the beginning in 1875, India Meteorological Department has passed through many evolutions, and we are entering into 150th year of its existence on 15th January 2024. On this 150th year, we will have a chain of events to celebrate our past glories, to review our achievements and find out the gap areas, and further improve the weather and climate forecast services not only for India but for the world. To begin with, the celebration will commence on 15th January. Honorable Vice President has kindly agreed to be the chief guest. Also, it will be addressed by Honorable Union Minister of Earth Sciences, Honorable Principal Secretary to the Honorable Prime Minister of India. There will be a gathering of central and state agencies, including the chief secretaries, revenue commissioners at the state level. And the central level, all the ministerial organizations have been invited. Many secretaries may like to join. We have also invited various universities, academia, R&D institutes to join this program on 15th January to mark it as a united effort of the country. The history which has been wrought by India Meteorology Department, it is the history of India. The success story which has been created over the years by enabling the society, by enabling the government agencies, by enabling the stakeholders to minimize the loss of lives and properties and to optimally utilize socio-economic related weather and climate informations so as to improve our economy. So it is the day to celebrate, and therefore we have involved all strata of the society in the celebration of 150th year of India Meteorological Department. There will be a stakeholders panel discussion headed by Home Secretary in the afternoon. Also, there will be a technical workshop where different heads of the scientific and technical organizations will be present. They will be deliberating about the past achievements, the present status, and the future science and technology which is to be adopted by India in the field of weather and climate services.
Tell us, Dr. Mohapatra, the institution goes back to 1875. Our curiosity is pre-1947. Have there been, notable Indians associated with IMD?
Yes. The story of establishing India Meteorological Department started around 1857 when the entire country was fighting as first war of independence, popularly known as Sipahi Mutiny. There were a group of people sitting in Calcutta in the Asiatic Society of Bengal who were worried at the time that people are dying because of the natural disasters like the cyclones, floods, droughts, etc. They gave a proposal to British India at the time to establish a national committee to organize the weather informations, to collect the weather informations, to analyze it and provide guidance to the government for safety actions. But however, due to the first war of independence, there was no response from the British government. They again requested in 1860 and 1862. When finally they requested in 1862 to establish a national committee for weather and climate services, they reiterated that unless you take actions on it, people will be dying again from the cyclones and floods. And it so happened in 1864, 5th October, a cyclone hit West Bengal coast. 80,000 people died in Kolkata. It was followed by another cyclone which hit Machilipatnam in Andhra Pradesh. 40,000 people died. In 1866-67, there was continuous monsoon failure leading to the famine situation in the country, especially in eastern India. And again in 1871, also there was famine-like situation. So all these disasters compelled then British government to form the India Meteorological Department in 1875. Thereafter, the progress continued. We initially went with the surface-based meteorological observations. In World War I and II, there was need felt by the pilots and the government that we should have weather observations in the atmosphere to have a safe aviation. By that way, the three-dimensional structure of the atmosphere evolved by 1940s. And at that time, also, our people came into picture to lead the India Meteorological Department. We came up with the first Director General, Sri S.K. Banerjee, during that period. And also, we have people like Mr. Radhanath Sikdar, who was also instrumental with the establishment of observations and its services. So like that, from very beginning of British India, there has been involvement of the Indian people. But gradually after independence, the role of Indian people, Indian science evolved in an accelerated manner, and we could bring out all the expected changes.
I'd like to come to a conclusion with brief question. If you look at the next decade, what are the challenges in the backdrop of, new frontiers of research and development?
We have come up a long way with respect to weather and climate services because of intervention of science and technology, development of the science innovations, technology innovations, and also innovation in services. For example, I will tell you, starting with the forecast of monsoon in 1886 by the then Director General Henry Blandford, we have come up now to a day where we are providing every month and every season forecast of temperature and rainfall. And that is not for India alone, it is the distribution, entire country forecast is being provided. Similarly, we have come up with a forecast where we can provide the information on rainfall, temperature, hot spells, cold spells, dry spells, wet spells of rainfall for the next 4 weeks, being issued every Thursday. To follow it up, we have got the day-to-day forecast valid for next 7 days. That is updated 4 times in a day to give the severe weather parameters, warnings, etc. To follow that on the day of occurrence, we have got very short range forecast called as the nowcast for next 3 hours to 6 hours. So India has come up with a seamless weather forecasting and climate forecasting system. The forecast accuracy has improved by about 50% in recent 5 years compared to previous 5 years. So all these has led to the applications. There has been perhaps no socio-economic sector where weather and climate informations are not being utilized. By that way, the country's economy is being benefited, be it agriculture, where every farmer is being benefited by the weather and climate informations, or be it the power sector, or be it the disaster management, where number of loss of lives is reduced significantly to almost zero in cyclone Perjay. So there has been a significant success story. But still there are gap areas, for example, the lightning. People are dying due to lightning. Almost 3,000 people die every year in the country because of the lightning. And it is a very small scale event, very short life period. We have just introduced its forecast from 2019. We have to go a long way to increase the awareness, to increase the science behind lightning, and for this purpose, India will be taking initiative to have a collaborative research for further improving the lightning forecast. Similarly, the monsoonal heavy rainfall at very specific level, like say 90 centimeter or 60 centimeter rainfall in 24 hours, it's a big challenge. It causes the cloudburst-like phenomenon leading to floods. So for that purpose also we have got the limitations. For this purpose, we have to improve our observational network so that we can go up to even block level or village level or panchayat level. That means the plan for next 10 years to 20 years in this Amrit Kal. At the same time also we have to improve our computational system, and high performance computing system is being improved from 10 petaflop at present to 30 petaflop during the next 2 years, but further we have to improve that. Also we have to improve our modeling information. For example, at present we provide model forecast for 12 kilometer each. And every 12 kilometer we can generate a forecast. That is a block level forecast. If you want to go to village level, you have to go for every 5 kilometer forecast, and high resolution model should have the sub-kilometer resolution. So all these are the science gaps and technology gaps which will be addressed during the next 10 years so that we will be reaching out each household and each person in India, and also will be helping the other countries surrounding India and the globe. So we have the target that early warning for all, or in Indian term you can say Har Har Mausam, Har Ghar Mausam by next 5 years.
Dr. Mrutyunjay Mohapatra, DG IMD. In a few years, even Akashvani as a medium will celebrate a century of her existence. On behalf of the institution, I, Manoj, Mainkar, extend my heartfelt thanks to you for sparing time for our listeners with this illuminating all-weather conversation. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
You just heard an interview of Dr. Mrutyunjay Mohapatra, DG IMD. Interviewer was Manoj Mainkar and producer was Priyanka Kumari.